Hello, welcome back to Tarot by Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedlys. Today, I would like to find out what now? What now with Lilibet? Okay, so I got that the birth mother kept her. She successfully was able to keep her. She had a fight on her hands. She got paid what was owed to her for maternity care on top of being able to keep the child. So now what? Now what? Now what with Lilibet? What about Lily? That is this spread. What about Lilibet? What about her? What is next? What is next? What is next? What is next? We got judgment. The judgment call was made. The white flag was raised. Uncle gave up. Surrender. That's just totally they had to surrender her. They had to give it up. Give up the battle. It's challenging. And as you know, these are the double major decks, so every reversal has its own face. Just so you know, so you're not confused by it. I'm going to do these first, and then I'm going to pull the next 4 to make it a 10-card spread. So the challenging position here in the situation was they went to war together. They did go to war. It was like a war here. So this is the player card. The Knight of Swords is confronting injustice, feeling it's cruel, being very assertive, making decisions. They were ready for the battle. So they did go to war for her. They did go to war. They fought against it, but that judgment was made against them. In reverse is the judgment, and they had to basically wave the white flag and give up. The focus of the situation, boom, once again, justice, cause and effect. Cause and effect of basically their personalities and what they've been doing all over social media and tearing down his family. She decided she didn't want her daughter to be part of their family. Cause and effect. The future outlook for them is going to be temperance, trying to maintain their cool, try to stay center balanced and not let the cat out of the bag, I would say, and sitting in their emotions there, pouring one emotional cup into another and attempting to stay grounded, in essence. The future looks like they are going to be back to playing again with the Page of Swords. This is the player card. Page of Swords also is trying to turn fortune and energy, trying to be winning. It's a winning mentality, so they want to try and win at something else, take that loss that they had and go win somewhere else, in essence. And grow, because this is about growth as well. All the pages are about growth and bringing messages. They're all in the growing phase of their life. With the pages, it's all that immature in their young 20s. So basically, they get to be players now. I would say Harry especially likes to play. He likes to have a good time. He's not a serious worker, doesn't like to work. I've gotten that in the past with some of my readings, is how much Harry likes to play. He is a player. He is not a dutiful, hard worker. He doesn't want to do it. So he gets to be a player. They both get to be players. It's just a total player cards. So they're just trying to obviously gather information. They're still going to spy. They're still going to take risks. They're still going to be sort of independent without that parental obligation. So there's no parental obligations here, in essence, because that's what gives them the energy of being able to be a total player. There's no kids in their care at all. Archie is being cared for by a team of experts to help him with his disabilities. And so that leaves up this door of total freedom of being a player for them. I mean, they're like teenagers. They're like living as like 20-something-year-olds, in all honesty. The hidden energy is the lovers. So this is the hidden energy, is the duality. Trying to hide the duality between themselves, the lovers that I feel that they have taken on individually. is seeking lovers elsewhere. See, they're being players and they're seeking love elsewhere outside the marriage. That is the hidden energy. Likeness, oneness with someone else other than their mate. So they both are playing the field, I feel. And that is why we see that in the hidden energy. They don't want the public to know that. They don't want them to know they have this open marriage situation where they're both able to play the field and do as they please. They've had it for quite some time. And I think that's what got him hooked on her, was her open sexuality and mindset. Was sort of in alignment with what Harry wanted, because Harry's more of a player energy. Hopefully you could see these. I know those ones I shifted and you can't see those, but here we go. Here's the final outcome for Lily and the player parents who no longer have the burden of caring for any children here. There are no children in the house. Here we go. Decision in the situation. Like I said, dual major deck. I have to flip it. So this is the Temperance in reverse. Devil energy. So the way they feel about it was very dark thoughts, not happy. They're not able to stay cool, calm, and collected. That's why Harry lashed out at some young girl that asked to see a photo of Lilibet. Anytime they get asked about their kids, they're very defensive. Their reactions are very not on par with what a new parent would be like. They're not glowing. They don't try to tell stories in a positive way unless they're on camera, unless it's on their show. But when they're held accountable and it's not expected, they go off. This is when the devil energy comes out, like what we saw in Harry. Markle's done it. And it's because they do not talk about our kids, don't ask about our kids. It has been well known and documented that they have said this. And it's because they don't want to be caught off guard, because they don't have that prepared statement. And so I think it's that shock factor that they get when people shock them and ask them. So that's why they put out so many boundaries and rules about their so-called kids. Is this devil energy. They're hiding something. It's devil energy is lies and deception. Temperance in reverse is devil energy. You cannot maintain your cool. You cannot balance your energies. You cannot take a bad situation and make it better. There is no getting better. There is no getting better. It's cloudy days, and she's sitting in her emotions and stewing. And so that's why when people ask them about the kids, they go off. They just go off on a tangent. Harry has been very mean to even little children about it, and that is why we see that. So that is the decision in the situation. And the external pressure is the high priestess. So the external pressure is to keep the secret. We got to keep this secret buried. How are we going to keep this Lillabet and this whole secret of the children and how they came about? How are we going to keep the secret? That is the high priestess. And the next card here is the inner emotions. The inner emotions, wow, once again, we got devil energy, but it's in reverse, and they are stuck. They're stuck in the situation. They're not happily married. They're both playing the field. They've turned their backs against each other. There's not this romantic entanglement really with each other. Everything's on fire. As we can see, the fire's lit. The devil's starting to give up the entanglement. The entanglement between the two of them is not working. It's a lot of ego and lies, a lot of uncontrolled urges that are being utilized with the player card. So they are utilizing their devil energy and their uncontrolled urges with other people. And also with the devil is their domination and inflexible. So they want to maintain that narrative. They want to keep the narrative. They want to keep the secret. So what about Lily? What's next for Lillabet? Oh, let's see. Is there going to be anything here? We have here the King of Cups. So we have here mature love. King of Cups is supportive. So Harry's just going to act like he's Mr. Father figure. Really, he's just going to act like that loving father is what he's going to continue to do. I'm going to pull some more. What I have here, and he's going to be the Knight of Pentacles, chasing someone else with his energy, and then he's going to be ready to crash the tower between them, and this is in reverse, which puts them in a stuck position where there's no rebuilding. So I think Harry, for the time being, is focusing on wearing his heart on his sleeve, chasing someone else. And at that point in time, there is going to be that tower crashing moment. They know it's coming. Privately, when I did spreads, I got that they were trapped. They could not decide what they were going to do. I'm going to keep pulling some more cards here. I've got the Knight of Wands. Yeah, he's really going for it. He's really thinking, he's really going for a different spouse, a different person in his life. And he's got the energy, enthusiasm now to do it. He's willing to do it now, completely, utterly willing to take his heart, his energy, and his enthusiasm out of the marriage and tower crash it down to the point of no repair. So not only did he destroy his own family, he's now willing and able to tear down what he built with Markle, but he doesn't know. They don't know how they're going to keep the secret, though. They still don't know how they're going to keep the secret and how they're going to handle it. So Harry's kind of going on this whole mission for himself right here and ignoring it, in essence. I'm just going to go. I'm a player. He's irresponsible. Doesn't like to take accountability for anything. It's the way he's been raised. Everyone cleans up his messes. So I don't think he wants to even clean up the mess, is what it's looking like. It's looking like it's going to fall on Markle's head to clean up the mess, because Harry is too busy chasing tail on someone else. He's getting out of there. He's charging out of there on his horse with his energy, his enthusiasm, and wanting to come off as that King of Cups, that I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm going to take my heart on my sleeve and I'm going to give it to someone else. Because he does, it's a marriage filled with no love, and he's willing to do it to the point of total destruction here, total destruction. That would be his unwell mind, and then that's when the secret gets revealed. At that point in time, that's when he decides to crash the two of them down by chasing tail somewhere else. The secret's going to come out. It will come out, and it's going to be public failure. So that I'm seeing what's going to end up happening is the truth is going to be revealed, in essence. And then we have here the King of Pentacles in the reverse. Harry's going to, at that point in time, look like he's very low vibe, that he's breaking laws, he's breaking the family laws. You don't do this to your family. He's a fail, and he's going to come off as being very angry. He's going to come across as someone who cannot manifest what he wants. He's going to look like someone who does not have it all, and was willing to tear it all down. So it's looking like that. It's looking like he's willing to reveal the secret in order to get out of the marriage and take that public failure, is what it's looking like. It's looking like Harry's ready to completely scapegoat himself even and just self-sabotage everything. He's threatening, I'll just pull the plug on everything, and where the chips land, they land. I don't even care. And that's what this looks like. That's what it's looking like now. So let's get some more. Yep, he's going to fall off his horse, and he knows that it's not going to sit well with the firm. We have here the Hierophant in reverse. It's shame and immoral. And then we have here the Queen of Cups in reverse. So we've got Harry falling off his horse. His momentum's going to come to a crashing halt by destroying everything. He's destroying himself too, and chasing tail. He will fall off his horse when he decides to do the tower crashing moment. The firm's, it's totally shame immoral. This is someone who doesn't know their soul's path. He's completely darkened. He went down the wrong path, total wrong path. He realizes it, so that's why he's doing this tower crashing here. And Markle here is going to be one cold fish here. She's going to play pity. She's going to play pity. She's going to blame it on addictions, insecurity, smothering energy. I had no choice. She's going to have her excuses. So this is going to be her going into pity mode. You should feel sorry for me. This is why I had to do it. And she's going to probably blame the firm, because it's sitting next to the Hierophant. So she's going to blame the royals for why she had to go that route. So there's going to be, she's going to deflect the blame and accountability onto Harry and to the firm, is what she's going to do. She is going to deflect that responsibility. She's going to deflect the responsibility onto Harry, that Harry's sperm wasn't viable, and that's why we had to do it. His energy, his sperm wasn't good, and we were afraid of public failure, and we had to keep the secret. I could not reveal the secret. I had no choice because of the family. The secret, they wanted me to keep the secret. Harry wanted me to keep the secret. I'm just the victim here. And so that's how I see that. Yeah. She always plays victim. Let's pull some more. We have here idealistic energy. So yeah, she wants to come off as the idealistic energy with the Page of Cups. And that's why she will do it. She wants that idealistic energy to have a career in politics or as a public speaker of any kind. And then we have here, and then she's going to say, they lowered me. They made me dependent on them. There was always smoke in the background. It's smoke and mirrors, basically. We had to create smoke and mirrors is how I feel about this position here with this card. We had to appear as idealistic energy, but really it was all smoke and mirrors. And I'm not to blame here. It is their fault. And then we have here the Chariot in reverse, battle of the wills. We were losing the battle of the will. I lost the battle of the will in fighting them and trying to maintain this idealistic energy. They wanted this idealistic energy, and it just was a massive fail. And I had to, it was just the battle of the wills to do what they wanted, and I had to go along with it. They set the narrative. I did not set the narrative. I had no choice. So this is a failure. We've got a couple failures here with the tower crashing. We've got the world in reverse, this giving up here, submission. So she's just going to say she's submitted. In a lot of due respect, she's going to say she's submitted to the demands of other people, is how I view that. Let's pull some more. And there's the Death card, transformation. Death card, stuck. Wow. So there was no Lilibet. We never got her. It was dead before it started, basically. And we're stuck in the situation. It became a battle of the wills and getting her and keeping her. And they lost the battle. They lost that will. The mother wouldn't turn her over. And then the next card here we have here, and we're going on our own path at this point. We're going on our own path. We took a risk and we failed. It was taking a risk. And then we have here, we tried to manifest it, and for the lovers here. Yeah, we tried to manifest it for the lovers in reverse. This is reverse because they got a dark cloud hanging over them between the sun and themselves. So we never were really a good union. That's why they did not get her, and it was killed before it got started. She didn't want to hand him over to the lovers in reverse, the adopted mother. The birth mother did not want an unloving couple taking her kid. And then the Knight of Cups in reverse. And so she was not delivered to her. The battle was lost, and it became very unrealistic. And they became very passive-aggressive in how they handled the situation. And we have here the Moon card. And so that's why they covered up with lots of lies and deception. And then we have here, and once again, we have the Hierophant because it is duties and moral obligation for the family. It's expected. So she's going to say she had to paint this narrative, and she's going to put the blame on the family, and she's going to put the blame on Harry in essence. And then we have here, and judgment, because of the judgment call, that trumpet's going to blare out the truths of our vulnerabilities here. And so that's why we chose that path. And then we have here Hangman. And we had to take a pause mode from the Tree of Life and decide how we're going to take care of this situation, because we know the judgment was going to come. We knew the judgment would come. And everyone would know about it, and it would make us feel so vulnerable. So vulnerable. And they would say that our lies and deception, and that we have untapped talent, and that we're not capable. We really weren't capable, because the magicians in reverse, they could not manifest the situation. And it was lies and deception with the magician in reverse, that is someone who has no talent. It's untapped. So they don't have the ability. There was a problem with the fertility between this couple, and they were untapped talent and able to be able to manifest it. They could not simply manifest it either. So they're going to probably, it'll all come out. This is all going to come out. And then we have here the wheel of fortune. And so the wheel is, it was just karma. It's death and rebirth. So now it's over with. So now we're just going to have to move forward from here on out. So now they're going to expect people to forgive and forget here at this point in time. And King of Swords here. It's looking like someone like Charles will end up speaking out. Wow. And he's going to be very angry because we have the King of Swords up and the King of Swords down. So, wow. And then we have here the Queen of Wands in reverse, saying that she was not capable. Markle was the creator and the fire starter in this situation. So he's going to retract what she says, and he's going to retract it and say, no, we didn't do this. It was her doing. She's the fire starter here. She thought she'd be the rising phoenix and take care of it and do everything her way because she loves the spotlight. It was for money. It was for business because it's a wand. She wanted limitless potential, but instead what she ended up being was melodramatic, domination, and temperamental, and she didn't have the ability to do so. So he's going to retract it. He's going to totally retract it and say that her world was falling apart. That's why she left. She fell apart. We told her no too often. She couldn't hide the pregnancy. She couldn't hide all this. So that's why the wheel cracked her living here, and things didn't spin in her favor while she was with us. Things, everything has to spin in her favor. It was not spinning in her favor. So she ended up trying to break the cycle by leaving, carrying on with these pregnancy things and situations, and it's all falling apart in front of her eyes right here. It's just falling apart, completely falling apart in her world. Her world's falling apart, literally as we speak. Her world is falling apart, and it's of her own doing. She thought she could be the rising phoenix after she left the family, and it didn't pan out. It just simply didn't pan out. And then we have here, and now she's forced to look at herself with the Hermit. She's forced to look at a new path. She's forced to go inward and look at herself and self-reflect. So that's basically that. I could go through the whole deck, but I won't. And then we've got the Sun in reverse. Nobody's happy. Nobody's happy in this situation at all. There's no happiness here. I'm going to go to the center of the deck here. Lillibet. And then we have here the Fool in reverse. So it's a path they shouldn't have done. They should not have taken the risk. It was a dumb risk to take. They took the risk and they failed. So that is the story of Lilibet. That is what I have. So it's just a wait and see. It's just wait and see. Harry's going to play the field, like I said. He's going to play the field, and then he's going to crash it all down. He won't care that he destroys himself in the process in order to get out of the union. And then Markle's going to do what she always does, claim victim, pity, and then she's going to deflect all blame onto others. It'll be everybody else's fault but hers. And then Charles is going to retract the lies, it's looking like. And it was a fool's journey, really, and they lost, in essence, and that she was the mastermind of all of this because she couldn't handle not being the, it was a charismatic battle between her and William and Catherine, and she can't handle being in the losing position. And so she just started, it was all smoke and mirrors. She created a smoke and mirrors lifestyle. Built for Hollywood, in essence, and that's what she kind of knows. Hey, we can create any fantasy illusion, and people will believe it, Harry. And Harry sucked up to it. And he participated in it, and he's willing to take it all down, is what this is saying. Now, something could come in all honesty, something could come in, FYI. It doesn't mean it's going to go that way. It's headed that way now, but something could come in and throw a wrench in it. Wrenches get thrown all the time. What would that wrench be? That wrench could be Harry getting to the point of being super suicidal and being put in a hospital. getting hospitalized, being put on medications, put on a mood stabilizer. Then he gets stabled out, and then that whole narrative gets thrown out, and then maybe the royal family steps in to try and come up with some other way to hide the fact of what went on and handle it in a better way. What that is, I would have to do another spread on that. It would take too long, so I don't want to take up all your time. But that's what I see happening. A wrench could come in with his mental health. Any point in time, Harry could end up being institutionalized for really tanking and being medicated, which would change everything. Or Markle could make a maneuver and take care of it on her own and handle it her way. So a wrench could come in. Those wrenches do come in. So I hope you enjoyed this. Till next time, like and subscribe, you guys. Bye.